Welcome everybody. If you want to learn how to create a great first impression and a second great impression, then stay tuned and don't forget to visit stylesystems.net. So for this video I got asked, how do you create a great first impression? But then I also got asked by another person, and that's why I decided to put them together, how to create a second good impression. Because, okay, maybe you created a great first impression, but then how do you keep projecting that very same image that you sent it? Maybe the first time you were just putting on an act, but what happens the second time, third time, fourth time? So that's why I will cover the fundamentals on how to create a great first impression and then how to keep it up. How to keep up with that image that you already implanted in the brain and the subconscious mind of your audience. So literally, I've talked about this, the importance of the first impression in most of all my videos. You can just go back to my old videos inside this channel and you will realize how important this is. Or you can just follow me in all my social media. You will realize that every day I do a live stream and I talk about these things, how important it is that you take care of yourself first and foremost, because it's talking about who you are. It's talking about whatever it is that you have going on the inside. It's like a representation and an expression and a part of us when we project ourselves with our image, with the outfit that we choose, the hairstyle that we have, all of these things. They are a small representation of who we are on the inside. We imprint ourselves through our costumes, and this is why they are so powerful. Not only because you are expressing yourself and your likes and your dislikes and who you are and all that, you're doing it without verbally explaining yourself. This is about non-verbal communication. Without you having to explain yourself, you are already sending a lot of stimuli to the people that you encounter throughout the entire day or throughout your entire life. So that's why I think it's very, very important that you first and foremost do it for yourself. Understand that if you nurture yourself, you look at yourself in the mirror, you are content, you are happy with the image that you see in the mirror, with the reflection. You're like, I look good. So chances are that if you accept yourself first, others will accept you as well. This is a no-brainer. You have to understand that, because if you look good, you feel good, and if you feel good, you live good. And imagine all the possibilities that you can do when everything is good, when you're good with yourself. You're okay with you. You're not comparing yourself, you're not insecure or self-deprecating. You're like, oh, I'm a piece of shit, no, you are confident, you are relaxed, you have self-esteem. So first thing to create a great first impression is that you do it for yourself. Understand why are you doing these things, because you don't want to put on a show to be a fake person. You don't want to be faking everything that you are, because later on, as I will explain in just a moment, later on that lie will catch up. It will get you, and then your whole theater will just come crushing down. They will see you for who you truly are, and you will lose your reputation, you will lose clients, you will lose your friends, you will lose a lot of things that you've built up in the clouds. So that's why you want to have a foundation, a strong foundation and strong fundamentals. So that's the first thing. The second thing to create a great impression is figure out a way to put that little extra effort, because it is your card of presentation. You have to understand this. If you look like an unmade bed, people are not going to want to talk to you. Even if you are a great person on the inside, and if you have a lot of good content and a lot of great topics to talk about, maybe you are the master at something, maybe you are a perfect human being, so kind, so beautiful on the inside, but if you don't find a way to put it on the outside, there's going to be incongruence. So this leads me to the third point. You have to be congruent. I'm not telling you to wear a suit, I'm not telling you to wear a mustache, I'm not telling you to do anything but to be congruent with yourself. If you are a personal trainer, then be fit, stay fit, be healthy. You are expected to be healthy, to have maybe a six-pack or something of that sort. You are expected to eat healthy. You're not gonna be image and the first impression. You're not gonna be, you know, chugging on a beer, burping and having a little belly and looking like someone who doesn't even care about his own body and about his own health. That image would be incongruent. And remember, your first impressions, they don't happen only with your clothes. That is like the first thing, yes, but people are analyzing you in all shapes, in different shapes and forms and ways. They're literally analyzing every single step that you take, every single thing that you do, say, or even don't say. Because silence also communicates. Like everything about you is communicating, which is why it's so important that you take that extra effort onto communicating the things that you actually want or need to communicate. Okay, and then of course, like I said, it has to be congruent. Okay, if I say that I'm this, then the image that I will present, it'll be congruent with who I am, what I do, what I like. Everything is congruent. That way they cannot tell me later on, oh, you are a liar and you did this, you did that. No, I'm like, hey, I'm upfront about it. Of course, there's something called calibration. I calibrate it just because I like cussing, which I do. Watch all my fucking videos on YouTube. I really don't give a fuck. This is like a popularity contest. This is something that I see and I will do a video about it. Like I see other YouTube channels that just want to be very politically correct so that they can monetize this shit. I really don't give a fuck. I do it as an expression of me to share all this knowledge that I've gathered over the past 10 years. So be congruent, alright? Now, let's say that you create a great first impression, because everyone can put on an act. Understand that. Everyone puts on a mask and they show the best version of them, but not truly coming from a deeper understanding of themselves. Just they are presenting what they think you need to see or their clients need to see. They're putting on a show, they're putting on an act. And to some extent that's fine. You are taking in account the needs of your target audience, which is something very great, but people can get lost in this and then they start on that path of being fake. I don't recommend you to do that. So how to create a second great impression? The first thing is, if you did something wrong on the first impression, maybe you fart, maybe you burp, maybe you don't have a good grip when you greet someone, that alone can crush a good impression. That's something very simple as not speaking up. You're speaking very, you're very shy. You don't speak up. That can damage your image and your first impression. Image is not only what you put on, it's everything. Your tonality, your body language, how you own the space, how you talk, how you move, everything is communicating. So let's say that you did something wrong, you're human, you're entitled to do that, you fuck up, we all fuck up, it's entirely normal, which is why there are always second opportunities, second chances. We all have second chances in life. It's perfectly fucking fine. So if you fuck up in some way, shape or form on the first impression, again, maybe you didn't greet the person with a good grip, maybe you were nervous, maybe you were sweating a lot, maybe you were sweating on under your armpits, maybe something, I don't know, man. Maybe you got drunk when you first met your in-laws or the friends of your girlfriend or your boyfriend. You got so fucking drunk and you puked or something like that. I don't know, it could happen, right? What can you do to create now a second good impression? Coming from a negative standpoint. If you did something negative on the first one, that damaged a little bit the impression that others have about you. The first thing that you have to do is you have to be so fucking relaxed. Okay? Relax. You don't have to be so stuck up and be all nervous and be like, oh my god, they already think that I'm a drunk. What am I gonna do? Because that will damage your image even more. So don't take it so personal. Relax. Be like, man, who gives a fuck anyway? I'm not perfect because they're not perfect. Let them throw a stone. The person that is totally perfect, totally fine, and has never done something bad in their life, let them throw the first stone. Because you know that everyone fucks up, and they must flip the script. Okay? First thing, you are relaxed, you are totally fine, you own it, right? Maybe that will be the second step. The first step, relax. The second step would be just own it. Own your fuck ups, stand up for it. If you do something, there's gotta be consequences, so you own it. That speaks about someone who is responsible, who is mature, and who is emotionally stable, intelligent, and so many different good and positive adjectives. So you own it, you're like, yes, I did it, and you smile about it. You can have fun or laugh at it. So that's when you flip the script. The third point would be, if you laugh at it, if there's a pink elephant inside the room and everyone can sense it, everyone can see it, like you got drunk and you puked the floor or something like that, like it's in everybody's mind, but no one wants to talk about it, you be the first one to bring it up. You talk about, there's a pink giant elephant in the room. I mean, am I the only one seeing this? Come on, guys. And then you make fun of it. That means that you are emotionally stable, you have emotional intelligence. You can make fun of yourself, but without self-deprecating yourself. You're like, yeah, you know, I did it, and you know, I hope we don't get any tequila today because you know how I got the last time, or something like that. Just put it on the outside. That way you are presenting in quotes your weaknesses and you are turning them into a strength, or you are turning them in a better way, better said, you are turning them into an opportunity. You are turning something that was supposedly negative, but you catapult yourself by using that, and now you present yourself as a strong, not attached person, you know, fully independent, not giving a fuck, and that is something that everyone can respect. Like, yeah, you know, I own it, I fucked up, and now actually I can laugh at it. I'm not very stuck up, I'm not trying to hide something that I did. That will create a second chance, a second good impression, and people will start to like you even more because you are truthful, you are honest. Now, if you want to create a second good impression, and coming from a positive standpoint, you just have to keep doing what you did, okay? That's why I emphasize that. Be congruent with yourself. I hate to say be yourself because who are you anyway, right? Sometimes you are something that you don't want to be. So that's why I always say be the best version of yourself. Don't just be yourself, but be congruent. That's my point. If you start with the right with the right hand or with the right foot, then it'll be downhill from there. But if you start lying, the first impression is you lying, presenting something that you're not, then it'll be harder, and it'll get harder and harder and harder to keep up with that lie. Okay? You don't want to do that. So start off good, and then the second impression would be, you know, maybe being more relaxed and speaking it up, like, you know, I made such a good connection with you, and maybe proximity, you get a little bit more close to that person, and then understand it like this from a technical standpoint. That's like the mindset that you need to have from a technical standpoint. And say that you are at a job interview. The first impression or the first job interview that you had, the first filter, you wore a blue suit or a blue something blue. If you're a woman, you wore a blue blouse or something like that. And it got a very good response because of the psychology of the color or whatever. On the second interview, the second filter, you want to bring some of that back. You want to anchor that good impression, that first good impression, into the minds of your audience. How do you do that? Well, you bring a little something of that. If you were wearing a ring, wear that ring again. But it has to be subtle, because then you don't want to repeat the same outfit, otherwise you will look like a portrait, right? Like a photograph. You don't want to do that. You just want to do it in a very subtle way. So if you wear a blue suit, now you can wear, I don't know, a gray suit with a blue tie, you know, a navy tie, or maybe a blue pocket square. If you're a woman, maybe you can wear a blue bracelet. Maybe you can wear blue earrings. Something that resonates to that old first good impression. And I guarantee you that the subconscious mind of your audience will get it. And that's how you will get a second good impression. And then the third one, you have to follow the same formula. And then the fourth one, and then you create a reputation. And once you create a reputation, it's very difficult to destroy it if you did it correctly. That's a whole nother topic, and I will probably save it for another video, how to build up your reputation. Because once you build a reputation, even if you fuck up, even if you do something different, people will be like, nah, you know, Pablo doesn't dress up like shit. It's just probably he was having a bad day, or probably he had an emergency. It's not that he's dressed up bad, you know. He's always dressed up very good. So that's how you build your reputation. But let me know in the comments if you want me to cover this topic. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already. Keep sending me your questions. Be the best version of yourself. And I will see you on the next one.